Right now at 6, a KGW weather impact alert as relentless rain triggers rescues, landslides, and floods out roads.
I just throw a snorkel on my car and I'll be good to go.
Plus, why the owner of Elephant's Deli says the woman suspected of setting it on fire is no stranger to the store.
It creates anxiety and it creates safety issues all the time.
Then, new video of an alleged vandal who authorities say went on a tire-slashing spree. And later,
right, I already have 2 books in my backpack, but who doesn't need a third, so.
The Portland favorite beginning a new chapter at PDX. But first to our top story and a weather impact alert with rivers overflowing and multiple landslides, including one in the city of Portland following hours of torrential rain, and it is not over yet. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanit.
And I'm David Mokel. Don't worry, though. We've got you covered tonight with our team of reporters from the valley to the coast. But first to Chief Meteorologist Matt Zafino, because, Matt, it sounds like this is only the beginning. What's coming?
Yeah, I'd put us in the middle of it right now, David, but we've got more rain coming, although I think there may also be a little bit of a break for us during the first part of the day tomorrow. Don't let it give you a false sense of security because there'll be more heavy rain to come after that. The weather impact alert will continue through tomorrow night because the rain's going to be a threat through tomorrow night. High water, yes, we've got that. If you've been on the freeways in the last day or so, you know there's a lot of water in the ruts on the freeways, a lot of spray. So be careful, allow a little extra distance. Landslides and debris flows are certainly possible. They've been happening around the region already. So clear the storm drains around your place if you can and drive carefully. Allow a little extra time. All of this moisture coming up from down around Hawaii, which is dealing with its own set of flooding issues. And then this rolls right into the northwest. And until this breaks up, the rain is going to continue. However, there will be a bit of a break as it should lift north in the morning. Now, right now, we're right squarely in the center of it. So the rain continues tonight and the snow continues in the Cascades. Mount Hood, the snowfall totals have been unbelievable. I'll show you those later on. The rainfall now 1.67 at the airport as our totals continue to tick on up. We're well over 3 inches for the week so far and more on the way. So again, heavy rain through Friday night, but we'll talk about that potential for a break in the precipitation briefly tomorrow morning. Guys?
Yeah, not in the clear yet, but happy to hear about that potential break.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt.
Well, team coverage continues with KGW's Jake Holter live in Southeast Portland. Jake, hope you're staying dry. How's it looking out there?
David and Christine, it's looking better than it did. I'm still here outside the Eastmoreland Golf Course, where if you remember at 5 o'clock, Southeast Bybee Boulevard was closed to traffic due to fallen tree limbs. As you can see, it is now back open. Crews were able to get the road clear, but it is far from the only problem that this constant rain has caused today. Portland's wettest week in months, triggering a landslide in Southwest.
There's a strong chance that people won't be sleeping here tonight.
12 units have been evacuated at the Indian Hills Apartments on Southwest 35th Drive near the Taylor's Ferry exit on I-5.
The backside, this hill, has sloughed off the toe of the slope, lost its strength as a result of all the water, and we do have a bit of mud that has come down. It is touching the building.
City crews will now check the integrity of the rest of the slope. Portland Fire encouraging people in Southwest Portland to have a go bag ready, especially if they live near a slope.
We have potential for this to occur all throughout, in particular, Southwest Portland for the next few days.
Thankfully, no one was injured in this slide. Portland Fire says it is unclear when the mud and trees will be cleared.
The infrastructure is meant for ebbs and flows and not breaks and heaviness.
Over in Forest Park, Balch Creek just absolutely rushing Thursday.
We haven't had a flow like this since last spring. So having that be so dry is very concerning.
Portlanders we caught up with out and about are thankful for the rain after the unseasonably dry winter so far.
My son's a wildland firefighter, and you know, it all adds up later down the road. So yeah, we need it.
Glad we're getting some rain, getting some moisture and snowpack, and that's going to help us later on. You know, it's kind of not much fun right now, but it's going to help us later. So.
The lack of rain and snow also getting in the way of winter sports.
My son's a snowboarder, and he's only been up like once this year because there's just not that much snow, and it's, you know, kind of hard on equipment and stuff.
Everybody I know skis, and that's part of winter for us, is going up to the snow.
And some good news for skiers and snowboarders. Timberline is reporting that they've received nearly 30 inches of snow in the last 24 hours alone. David and Christine?
Yeah, the good news to come out of all this rain. Jake Holter reporting. Thank you, Jake. And take a look at this. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says deputies had to rescue 2 drivers who got stuck in floodwaters around 2 o'clock this afternoon. This was near Northwest Rock Creek Boulevard and Rock Creek Court. The Sheriff's Office says both people were okay, though a little cold and wet, of course. And you know that saying, right? Turn around, don't drown. Well, it's a pretty good reminder since just a few inches of moving water can sweep you right off your feet.
Well, this just into the newsroom now. A 2-mile stretch of Northwest Cornell Road is closed because of a mudslide. This is the latest. This is from the Wildwood Trail near the Bird Alliance to Skyline Boulevard. Alternates there will be Burnside or Barnes Road or 26. There is no timeline for when this will reopen. Again, that's Northwest Cornell. All right, Highway 43 just north of Lake Oswego still closed tonight because of downed power lines. Terwilligo, your best alternate there. And then there's this, a section of the historic Columbia River Highway west of Crown Point, still closed when part of the hillside came down yesterday, covering that roadway.
A lot happening to the coast now where rising waters have led to flooded streets and some road closures.
John Adams has the latest from Tillamook.
We are standing on 101 in Tillamook where flooded roadways have caused headaches for drivers all day long. Folks here tell me they're no stranger to flooded roadways, but say they hope things don't get worse in the next 24 hours. Parts of Tillamook underwater on Thursday as a strong atmospheric river brought rain and high winds overnight.
Our building was shaking because of the wind, and it was raining so hard our dogs wouldn't even go out to go to the bathroom.
Rain and the wind caused water to come into some of our windows at our home.
The rain caused flooding in multiple spots, including on Highway 101. 2 lanes were closed here, but some drivers decided to give it a shot anyways.
There were some fellas in big pickups with big wheels that were just going right through and creating some pretty good waves. But little guys like us, you know, we just gotta take it easy.
I probably wouldn't do it, but I guess we're a little bit used to it out here.
I just throw a snorkel on my car and I'll be good to go.
Highway 6 heading into town from the east was completely shut down Thursday afternoon. And just north, the Wilson River threatened nearby homes and businesses. The director of emergency management in the county wants people to be aware as more rain is expected heading into the weekend.
If you're in lowlands or by the river and in normal flooding areas, be prepared.
While others we spoke with say they plan to just ride out the rest of the atmospheric river inside their homes.
Hey, we're tough. We make it through.
The director of emergency management here in Tillamook County wants to remind people, especially those living in areas prone to flooding, to sign up for emergency alerts so they can stay informed on the latest as this atmospheric river hangs around in the area. In Tillamook, John Adams, KGW News.
Our crews all over the region, so stay with us as we continue to track the impacts of this atmospheric river. We'll have a live check-in on the rising Johnson Creek coming up at 6:30, and you can find the latest anytime on KGW.com or on our free TV streaming app, KGW+.
To an update now on the fire at Northwest Portland's Elephant's Deli, with court documents revealing the suspect who allegedly sparked the blaze there caused an estimated $2.5 million in damage.
The woman turned herself into investigators yesterday and made her first court appearance today. Our Devin Haskins was in court for that hearing. Devin, you also went through court documents. So what did you learn?
Yeah, Christine and David, court documents say the suspect admitted to the fire but said it was an accident as she was looking for food. The CEO of the company was happy to hear fire investigators arrested the woman, but added it gives him mixed emotions if it was something other than malicious. He says they hoped that she would get the help she needed.
It's been 2 days since a fire nearly destroyed the Elephant's Delicatessen on Northwest 22nd. And as the atmospheric river adds insult to injury through a hole in the roof, cleanup crews are on the inside trying to salvage what they can.
We really want to rebuild this, and we're going to do everything we can to make that happen.
The fire started early Tuesday morning and quickly spread through the decades-old building. A day later, 56-year-old Catherine Stow was arrested and charged with reckless burning and criminal mischief. According to court documents, Stow approached fire investigators at the scene and told them, quote, "I started the fire at Elephant's Deli. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it." I talked with the CEO of Elephant's Deli, who was happy to see an arrest made, but also had mixed emotions about it.
If there was an act of malice, they need to be held accountable, or if there's an act of, if it's a mental health situation, we hope that she's getting the support she needs.
He says the store has had a history with Stow. She's been inside multiple times and had a couple altercations with staff. He says store management had tried to connect her with services.
The thing that I just keep on thinking of is every day the team here and many of our other places are dealing with houseless issues, and it creates stress, it creates anxiety, and it creates safety issues all the time.
He couldn't say how long it would take to repair the building. His first priority, he said, were his employees.
And everybody here, we're going to take care of for the next month, and we were going to do everything we can to find opportunities in other stores, or maybe even open up something temporary to keep people engaged, so that these amazing people are here when we get to the other side of it.
And through the heartache of a fire destroying one of his restaurants, he said what has brought him the most joy is the outpouring of support.
We're just getting thousands of stories of the 40 years of, God, I keep on doing, you're seeing the roller coaster, of the families that have had magic moments in this place.
Stow's bail was set at $10,000 today during her first court appearance. She also has a warrant for a misdemeanor drug arrest in Washington County.
Yeah, really touching to hear from the CEO. Hope that location reopens soon. Thank you, Devin.
In your headlines this evening, 2 people have been hurt in a fire at a Beaverton condo complex. This is on Southwest Iron Horse Lane at Lombard Avenue. 1 person had to be taken to the hospital. 2nd was treated at the scene. The fire is now under control. No word yet, though, on a cause.
Gladstone police are asking for help identifying the person caught on camera slashing car tires overnight. One video shows a person in dark clothing walk up to a small red SUV, slash its tires, then get into a red sedan and drive away. Gladstone police did not immediately specify where this all happened, but said people reported several vehicles with slashed tires in the same area overnight. So if you recognize this person, call the Gladstone Police non-emergency line.
And new at 6, the Oregon Health Authority has identified another site where people may have been exposed to measles. They say if you were at the Winco Foods at 2411 Southeast 1st Avenue in Gresham between 2 and 5 p.m. this past Saturday, you should contact your health provider immediately and let them know you may have been exposed. Keep in mind there have been 6 confirmed cases of measles in Oregon so far this year.